And now we return to Lime Champion's look at the history of the science fiction film.
But strange things seem to happen.
Science fiction has been around longer than science. When given a choice between indisputable fact and the plain ludicrous, the human race has always had a preference for the latter. And so it was no wonder that the very earliest experiments in the medium of film explored our fascination with the stars. Early cinema was primarily a novelty, exhibited at circus sideshows. In the 1800s, people flocked to see such blockbuster moving pictures as Horse Running and Man Pointing in General Direction of Brick Wall. These were considered gritty realist dramas. But there were also more fantastical offerings like Man Peers into Telescope Then Looks Frightened and the smash hit of the 1889 Paris World's Fair from executive producer Jules Verne, The Terrifying Case of the Box Creature from the Stars. About a crowd of people running in terror from a mysterious creature that resembled a cardboard box, which was perched eerily still on the ground. The box creature was made from a real cardboard box and was a landmark in special effects and costuming at the time. The box was so realistic that audience members were said to have run screaming from theatres at the sight of it. And at an epic 32 seconds running time, it was also the longest film ever produced. Distributors thought it wise to include a 15-minute interval halfway through the film to allow audiences to go to the toilet, have a drink, and maybe some smelling salts or opium from the snack bar. Once talking movies came about, it was monster movies that were all the rage. Dracula, Frankenstein, and King Kong were packing out the cinema uniplexes of the 30s. But these films were little more than cheap escapism. People were crying out for something that had all the fantasy of the monster movie, but also had themes relevant to the times. Answering that call was the science fiction classic Moonshine Martians in Speakeasy Escapades, a film set 300 years in the future, which speculated on the then plausible scenario of Martians trying to get a piece of the bootlegging pie by overthrowing the empire of an Al Capone-like Martian figure, living on the moon.
Hey Tony, why don't I think your boys really got violins in them violin cases? Well, Frankie, maybe that's because they ain't got no violins in them violin cases. Oh, is that so? Yeah, that's so. Okay, boys, let's show him what we got. Get out your Tommy Ray guns. Holy smoke, I'm splitting. Stop him, boys. He's getting away in that Model T rocket ship. So long, Tony. I'm heading back to the old country, on Venus, to Charleston with that dame of yours.
The film was followed by a string of cheap imitations, quick to jump on the cinematic trend dubbed Martian gangster realism. Titles in this movement included Galactic Republic Enemy No. 1, Flash Gordon Gets Ming the Merciless on Tax Evasion, John Dillinger in the 25th Century, and the Little Green Man, later to revive the fledgling Flintstones animated series, made his debut in the gangster Martian realism classic Bonnie and Clyde and the Great Gazoo.
You called, Buster. Gazoo!
Though short-lived, the Martian gangster film opened the eyes of filmmakers to the exploration of important social issues of the time. America underwent huge social change in the 1950s. The great fear of the unknown invisible enemy provided the background for such films as Creature from the Black Neighbourhood, Invasion of the Job Snatchers, My Favourite Ration, and the Australian film Plan 9 from Outer Northern Suburbs.
My lord, Dennis, what is that thing?
Truth, Deirdre, it looks to me like one of them Italians.
Where has it come from?
It came from beyond the far reaches of the northern suburbs, beyond Northgate, beyond even Thornbury.
You mean the outer northern suburbs? Oh, Den, whatever could have caused it?
Hard to tell. Acid rain, nuclear testing, maybe it was the government that brought them here.
The government?
Shh, don't let it hear us.
What's it doing?
It seems to be doing some kind of work. That's what they do. They come all the way here to work.
I'm scared.
Hands me my shotgun.
Stay tuned for part 2 in Lime Champion's look at the history of science fiction film.